Hello, opera fans. This is Carrie Ann Otaño, Vice President of Engagement with Opera Delaware. I am here with my dear friends Ben Lowe and the one and only Aurelien. They are preparing for Winterreise. They're about to do this phenomenal recital January 22nd at the OperaDelaware Studios. Mwah, it's going to be gorgeous. Today we're going to find out a little bit behind the scenes, why this music, why this rep, and why these two have been friends for more than a decade. So let's get into it. Ben is going to tell us a bit about the story of Winterreise. It is an entire song cycle, 70 minutes? 90 minutes! Okay, so we're going to hear a whole story, a life story of someone in this time. Ben's going to tell us a little bit about the plot. Let's hear.
So the story of Winterreise, or the translation is The Winter's Journey, is taking a poetic setting of text and expressing the end of a life. Specifically, Schubert was drawn towards the text because he was in his late in life and was dying. And so as a singer, as a performer, this music, the story I'm telling is, what is it like to incur grief and have that effect on you, and then all of this process that you go through to the end of your life, of that grief, of that pain, and the journey that is winter, or the winter of your life.
So my next question is going to be for Aurelien, my dear homie. Aurelien is doing all of our recitals because Aurelien is our resident pianist. Mwah. He is an artist and a fantastic collaborator. Aurelien and Ben have known each other for many, many moons. And Aurelien chose Winterreise for this recital. I want to know why this song cycle, why this music, and why at this point in their friendship do you want to present this story?
First of all, you look great.
Why Winterreise? I've always wanted to play it because it's a tour de force for both the singer and the pianist. And my good friend Ben has just released a CD where during the pandemic he did record those. So I thought that would be a great way to bring him back to our audience, and selfishly a great way for me to take on this piece, which is massive undertaking, and which I'm really happy to present.
I'm going to tell you what I loved about that. I loved Aurelien's answer, but I also loved just the casual nature with which he's trying to hype up his friend's coin, because he was like, did you know that Ben recorded a CD? Do you want to buy my friend Ben's CD? Like, that's what we need. Support artists supporting each other. Mwah. We're back to Ben. Ben, what have you learned since the last time you performed Winterreise? What is going to be special about this performance of it?
So I performed Winterreise in January of 2019. Actually, January 2020, excuse me. And so it was kind of the last piece of music, one of my last performances going into the pandemic. Coming back to it after having survived the pandemic, and I'll say the dark times, it has really changed how not only I approach the text in the context of loss and grief and pain, but also the resilience that I have within the music, and how I will sing this piece of music for the rest of my life, and it'll only continue to change, better, worse, whatever, but it is the beginning of a lifetime of work on a piece of music.
Unsere Freuden, unsere Leiden, alles in mich still, alles seines ehrlich sehen.
Okay, back to Aurelien. Aurelien sets our programs for these Sunday Spotlight recitals, also for the amazing Valentine's Cabaret that we're going to have with Tony Marie Palmertree in February. I want to know what Aurelien likes best about the autonomy, the power, the authority he has when deciding what the recital programs are going to be, who the artists are going to be, and how we're going to tell these stories to the audience.
My favorite part about doing those recitals is to get to choose with the artist, to choose the program, to curate. Those are artist curated recitals, and you know, starting with a blank page and being like, what do you want to do? What do I want to do with you? And with Ben and Winterreise, it was a very easy process because he was already he's already been doing this piece for a few years, and I always wanted to do it. I love that on top of, you know, my other duties here, which are to, during production, provide just the singers with what they hear in the pit when we don't have the orchestra in rehearsal. This is an opportunity for us to do something more intimate, something that's written for my instrument, and to show the audience a more intimate collaboration between really just the singer and I. What?
It's an opportunity as a performer and best friends and just being together to not only show off the music that we love and express that love to the audience, but also express a more multifaceted view of who we are as artists.
From Strockner Reden wind ich ruhig mich hinab. Jeder Strahl wird mir gewinnen, jedes Leiden auch sein Grab.
Okay, so the extra special thing about this is that these two are legit IRL, real life best friends. Ben was Aurelien's best man, and Ben's mom officiated their wedding. What? In this, here we are, OperaDelaware Studios. You can get married here, just so you know. So my last question for them, I want to know, because you know I love love. Ben, what is your favorite thing about Aurelien?
So what do I like about Aurelien? I mean, I could start with all of the things I don't like about the young man, but as someone who has been his best man and been there for all the exciting stuff, I have to tell you, it is always a pleasure to make music with him. He's so talented. He's giving as an artist. He's giving as a performer. And it's always fun to find somebody whom not only do you balance with in a performing setting, but also that you balance with in life. And so I have spent many, many years with that fine gentleman, and I know how well he snores, and I know how beautifully he plays. And from day one, I knew we were going to be great friends, and it's truly a friendship and a love of a lifetime.
Aurelien, you gotta let me know. What is it you love most about working with Ben?
Well, I'm gonna start with what I don't like. No. Ben is an excellent storyteller. He's a very fine singer. Of course, we all know that. But what I always enjoy on the stage with him is that he just grabs the audience, and it doesn't matter what story he tells. He always has them. It's like, you know, a member, like a family member, or a very, very good friend that you haven't seen in a long time, and you just pick up where you left off. And musically, that's what's been happening with us for 11 years now.
Jeder Strahl wird mir gewinnen, jedes